Hi there guys, it's me, Controller, and welcome back to another Minecraft mod showcase. The mod I've got for today is the More Spiders mod for Minecraft 1.4.7, and this mod actually uses mod loader, not Minecraft Forge, which is different and slightly annoying if you ask me, because it means it's not compatible with quite a lot of other mods. Now, this mod, as you can probably tell, adds a load of spiders to the game, and we've actually got some over here which I haven't spawned in, have spawned naturally because we are at a forest biome. So this basically adds a spider for every biome and a few more just to throw in the mix. And these guys over here are the forest spider. And I do have a huge piece of paper here with all the statistics about these guys written on, but let me just check my sound is down, because it sounds really loud to me because I'm wearing my headset. Okay, so a forest spider has 8 health and will deal 1.5 damage. Now, most of the spiders only deal 1 damage, so 1.5 is actually quite a lot more than a usual spider would. So these guys are particularly vicious. So they will actually spawn in daytime and in nighttime. They won't attack you until you attack them first, so they are pretty safe most of the time. Now, these guys will drop you some wood and some saplings. So if you ask me, it's probably not worth killing them to get some wood. I mean, don't be lazy, just go and knock down a tree, it's not that hard. But if you want to risk your life to get some wood, fair enough, you can do that. Okay, so that is the forest spider. I'm going to go ahead and fly away from those guys, because they're kind of getting annoying. They keep squeaking, and I'm going to fly up here onto the top of this mountain, where I can start with our bedrock spider, which kind of isn't very appropriate for on top of a mountain. And now we've got some stupid sheep squawking at us, so I'll just get rid of them. It would be quite nice if the spiders actually attacked mobs that annoyed me, so if I could get this spider to attack a sheep, that'd be pretty cool. But this guy is our bedrock spider. Now, he is pretty dark, he's pretty grey and shiny actually. I haven't seen the texture of these guys before. I think he actually looks pretty cool. He looks pretty shiny, even though he spawns in the dark. So he will spawn under 8 light, so that is pretty much dark. The darkest it gets, that's where he'll spawn. And if you actually kill him, he will drop, if I can actually kill him. These guys are pretty tough. This is a diamond sword. As you saw, I hope you saw, he dropped me 2 bedrock and 2 string. So that's a pretty good drop if you drop bedrock, because obviously there's no way of getting bedrock unless you kill one of these guys, which is actually pretty cool, because if you could get bedrock without having to spawn in, without having to cheat, that's actually quite a nice idea, because there's loads of things you could do with that, and I don't really like the idea of spawning in bedrock, so this is a really cool mod if you want another way to get bedrock. So next we have this one, which is the spawn frost spider. Now the frost spider, he has 10 health, deals 1 damage, exactly the same as the bedrock spider. He will only spawn in taiga biomes. I don't know if I can pronounce that. I don't think anybody can pronounce that. Taiga, taiga. But he basically spawns in the snow biomes, and this is this guy. He's really cool and shiny and blue. I really like his texture. And if I go ahead and kill him, he will drop me absolutely nothing. But sometimes he will drop ice. So if I actually kill him again, hopefully, maybe this time, let's keep trying. He hasn't dropped anything again, but I have actually killed this guy before, and he will drop you 0 to 2 ice. So yet another way of getting ice if you can't actually get silk touch on your pickaxe, which obviously is quite hard to get. Okay, so the next one, the desert spider. So you can probably guess where that's going to spawn. He's yellow. He's actually pretty big, bigger than most of the others. He's exactly the same size as a normal spider. Now, all of these spiders have the effects that they can climb up walls just like usual spiders. And this desert spider, hold on, let me have a look on my piece of paper. He will drop sand, or, hold on, this is the interesting bit. There we go, he hasn't actually dropped anything there, kind of annoying. They don't seem to want to drop anything at the moment, but hold on, there we go. If I actually kill him, bear with me, with a flint and steel, he should drop glass, which is a really cool idea, because obviously if he's on fire, it's basically cooked sand. So if he dies, which would be really helpful, bear with me, any second now. This could take a while. I feel like I'm torturing, I feel really cruel, but there we go. He's dropped some string. Has he dropped what I want him to drop? Nope, he's just dropped some string, but there is a chance of him dropping glass, which is basically cooked sand, and I actually really like that idea, so I'm a bit annoyed that I just killed him and didn't get any glass, but sometimes you will get glass if you can be bothered to try and kill them with a flint and steel. So the next one we have is a sky spider. He will only spawn over a Y height of 72. No, my bad, 92. So if you have a look at this at the moment, if I can see where I am, My Y is, hold on, I'm just trying to work out where it is. 97. So he got this guy, no. Yeah, 96 at the moment. So this guy will basically spawn at the top of these mountains. And if you build something really high in the sky, this guy's going to spawn right there. So he is kind of a troll. If you're playing Skyblock, that could get a bit dangerous. So this guy, he will drop, if I can find it. Hold on, bear with me. This guy will drop 0 to 2 snow. So obviously, the higher up you go, the colder it gets. So this guy drops snow, which is fair enough. Now, he's disappeared, so I can't really kill him. Let's just go ahead and knock him away. That's really not worked. He seems to be able to actually fly, because obviously, when you're so high up, it's kind of nice if you can glide. I didn't exactly plan to show you that feature, but the fact that I just hit him off then kind of shows you how spiders glide. I'm not sure if all spiders do that, or if it's only this guy. But it's a pretty cool effect if you're kind of in the sky and you need to be able to sort of glide. Now, the next one we've got, actually, I think, should have been implemented ages ago into default Minecraft. So if I just fly over here to show you the water spider. Hold on, any second now. As you can see, there are loads of these forest spiders around. They do spawn quite a lot. So really, if you pick a fight with one of them, you're going to get in a fight with all of them. So I really don't recommend it. This guy is a water spider. So he is blue. And I actually really love this idea that something hostile in the water, which makes it a bit dangerous. Now, this guy will actually die if he comes out of the water, so it's probably not a good idea for him to come out of the water. If I can find it, the water spider, he will drown in air, which doesn't really make sense, but he will drown in air. He has 4 health, so he's obviously really weak, and he only does 1 damage, so he does really need to stay in the water. And he's actually a pretty cool idea if you're just going around on your boat in the ocean and you get attacked. That's really cool because at the moment nothing will attack you, which kind of makes traveling by boat a bit overpowered. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to daytime now. Time set day. And I will move on to show you our ender spider. Now this guy will only spawn in the end, but at the moment, oh, what's that guy? I'm not actually sure what he is. I'll show you him in a minute. But the ender spider, he spawns in the end. Same kind of texture as an enderman. He is completely dead black. That is as black as you can really get. And he has purple eyes just like the enderman. And bear with me, he will take damage if you spawn him in water. I'm not going to fly over there and show you, but if he gets in water, he will start taking damage, so that's a pretty good way to kill him. But he will actually be able to heal himself every 10 seconds. Now, I'm not sure if there's actually a visible animation of him healing himself, but his health will restore little bit by little bit, so it goes up gradually every 10 seconds. So if you're going to kill him quick, because otherwise he's just going to recover. Okay, so the next one, definitely my favourite, we have the Cookie Creeper. Now, he only has a health of a half. He has, hold on, bear with me, he's basically super rare. He has a spawn rate of 1%, which is the same as a spider jockey, and if you kill him, he will drop 1 to 8 cookies. As you can see, really weak, and he gave me 7 cookies, which is kind of nice. That's a decent amount, I can't argue with 7 cookies. So the next one we've got is the forest spider. I had planned to show you this right now, but as you probably could tell, you've already seen him. Now, I'm not actually sure what this guy is, so I'm going to go ahead and find out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this guy is a sun spider, and some of these guys I've just realized are actually new, and they haven't actually been mentioned on the post, so I don't have information about the sun spider, but this is what he looks like. That's pretty much all I can tell you. He has a great big sunspot, I suppose you could call it that, on his back, and if you go ahead and kill him, took 3 hits, he's actually pretty tough, he just dropped some string. Now, I don't know if there's any sort of rare drop that he will drop. It doesn't say anything. There might be. But otherwise, he's pretty much just a normal spider. So this guy is the giant spider. And I do have some information about him. And that's pretty much along the lines of he's pretty big. So as you can see, if I go ahead and zoom out, he's about 1.5 blocks tall, 3 blocks long, and 3 blocks wide. And he has 50 health. So that is absolutely loads compared to the other guys who only have about 10. He does 2.5 damage, which is the most out of all of them, and that's a lot of damage. He can kill you in about maybe 6, 4, 5 hits. He actually has the poison, I said that completely wrong, the poison of weakness. So if he actually hits you, you're going to become weak, and you won't be able to fight back very well. He only has a 1% spawn rate, so again, he's really, really rare. And he has quite a lot of drops. He has a 4 to 10 string. and actually a cobweb. Actually a cobweb. I meant to say, actually there is a 5% chance of 0 to 2 diamond blocks if you can kill him. Which is fair enough because, as you can see, he has 50 health, and once you actually start attacking him, it gives you some updates about how his health is going. With a diamond sword, that actually took quite a long time, and there we go. So what did we get? We got some cobwebs and some string. I already had the spider eye. Now, I don't know if you saw, but he actually dropped some of the other spiders, which I was about to show you. These guys are the small spiders, and these are really, really small, and quite possibly the most scary. I mean, if you got overrun by these guys, that would be really weird. They have a kind of mossy back, and they move really quickly. They have their yellow eyes. These guys are pretty weak, but if there are loads of them, they're definitely going to kill you. They have 2 health and 1/2 damage, so that's not actually too much. But if you think there are loads of them, that could get pretty bad. And these guys actually have the poison, the cave spider poison. So this guy is our fire spider. There are actually 2 types of these guys. There is one called the surface fire spider and one called the normal fire spider. Now, obviously they won't have a little name tag above them telling you which is which. But the normal fire spider will spawn in the nether because these guys belong in the nether, and the surface fire spider will occasionally spawn, really rarely, 1% chance of spawning in the overworld. Now, if they spawn in the overworld, they are quite a lot weaker than the version that spawns in the nether. But if you actually meet them, they can set you on fire, which obviously will cause you a lot of damage. They only have 8 health, so not as much as some of the other spiders, and they only do 1 damage, which is the same as a normal spider. They will spawn in the nether, as I said, and if you kill them, they will drop up to 5 sand, some glowstone, a possibility of some nether warts, and if they die whilst they're on fire, they will drop you a blaze rod. So I'm not sure if that actually works. It should work, but obviously, if you kill them whilst they're in the nether, you kill them in the lava, obviously you won't get very much from them, because you'll lose the items in the lava. So, as this guy is actually in the overworld, he doesn't drop very much, but we have actually got some glowstone from him and a ton of string, so that's pretty cool. I actually really like these guys because it makes the nether a little bit more hostile. Ghasts, they're not too much of a threat, nor are the pigmen. These guys will attack you and cause a big fight, which is always fun. So the next guy we have is called the Thunder Spider, and here's another one of the ones in the post which I have no information on whatsoever. He's exactly the same size as a normal spider, but what is cool about him, if you kill him, he will drop that thing there. Now, basically, this is called a lightning rod, and it doesn't do anything, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure, it doesn't say anything on the thread about this, as I said, but if I right-click, I'm still waiting for the lightning to come down. It doesn't seem to work. Left-click doesn't really do anything. So I'll put a little annotation up if I know anything about this, but at the moment, nothing I can tell you about this. It looks pretty cool though. If you want to put that in a frame around your house, it would look pretty nice. So the next one we have is the swamp spider, which obviously will spawn in a swamp. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn him here. He's green and ugly, which kind of suits swamps. And he's the normal size as a spider. I don't think I actually have any information on him because he's a new guy. If I go ahead and kill him, boom, he's dead. He actually didn't drop me anything. I'm sure he does drop some stuff. I think I've heard stuff about him dropping mushrooms, but never actually found that out. I'll go ahead and spawn him in again, see if I can get him to drop me some mushrooms. But I'm not sure about whether that's true. But there we go. This seems to be what he's dropped. He's actually gone ahead and dropped me a fish. Not sure why there are fish in swamps. I can see. They'd be pretty dirty fish. I don't think I want to eat them, but there we go. So the next guy, the small spider, I've already showed you these guys. They're tiny and complete bosses, and they will kill you very quickly. Now the guy up here, I'm not entirely sure what he is. Let's find out. He is the sky spider, as you probably saw earlier. He's decided to spawn on top of this mountain, which is pretty cool. Over here, we have the darkness spider. So this guy, possibly my favorite. I'm not... okay, this isn't the guy who I thought he was. This is another guy who is on the thread, doesn't actually say anything about him. He looks pretty fierce with his black spots and his almost deadly black texture. He hasn't dropped me anything. He's actually... Whoa, that wasn't the right one. That's the giant spider, my bad. The dark spider, as I said, I don't actually know much about him at the moment. With the venom sac, which you saw earlier, you can actually craft one of these things, a poisoned sword. Now, the way this works is you basically go ahead and grab yourself a sword. So if I can just go ahead and find one, it doesn't really matter what, you can have any, as you can see along here. So I'll grab myself a nice golden sword because they look cool, and if I go ahead, switch back into game mode 0, and I can craft my sword. Basically, Venom Sac and your sword will give you a poisoned sword. Now, it doesn't actually mention anything on the forum about these other than how to craft them. But they don't actually seem to do very much, which is kind of annoying. I'll show you what they do. They do a little bit more damage than a normal sword would. But I was expecting when you hit them, they'd actually wait a while and then get hurt again. But they're not flashing red, so I don't really know how that works. Other than the fact that you hit them and it causes more damage than it usually would, which is kind of useful if you are fighting one of the giant spiders. You want to do as much damage as you possibly can. These guys, I really don't actually know if you can enchant them. I've never actually thought of that, so let's go ahead, grab ourselves an enchantment table and see if we can do anything with it. I'm not sure. Sometimes mods will actually let you enchant them, sometimes they won't, and this looks like it's a time where you can. So you can enchant this, so we now have a poisoned gold sword with sharpness 1. Link to download in the description. Don't forget to leave a like or subscribe if you want to. Thanks for watching, guys. Control, signing out.